Hello, AfterBuzzers. You are watching the Jane the Virgin After Show on AfterBuzz TV, and we are finally back discussing Season 3, Chapter 45. Is Michael alive or is he not alive? Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone! Sorry, I just wanted everyone to hear this good music. You're watching AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Stephanie Giorgi. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi. And before we get started, don't forget to find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, rate us 5 stars on iTunes, leave us comments, let us know what you think. Today I'll be joined with our lovely Francesca Dugan, and we have a new host with us who will join the panel for the season. Introduce yourself.
I'm Nataly Tavidian, and you can find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian.
And where can they find you?
And you can find me Twitter, Instagram at XOXOCESCA.
Hey. All right, so we're finally back, and we left off on a serious cliffhanger. Season 3, Chapter 45. And before we get into everything, we started with a flashback, and it is the theme of a happily ever after. Hashtag.
That's HEA. Hashtag happily ever after.
Yeah. And we see little Jane, which her character has actually grown.
She grew up. She's so cute.
Yeah, the little girl looks cute. And she's
she
a little
looked
more mature now.
Exactly like, she looked almost like Zoe's little mini.
Yeah.
It's
in real life, I
insane
feel like that was
in real life.
Like.
It is. It's
Are
ridiculous.
y'all related?
I know, right?
Wait, I really want to say that Kylie is going to be with us this season, but she's going to be in Europe for a few weeks, so wish her fun on her travels, but she'll be back.
Yes, and real quick, let's say it. 1, 2, 3. Get it together!
Get it together, Adis.
Okay.
And then Sam, unfortunately, she just...
She's not going to be with us this
She's not
season,
gonna be with
but
us.
she says hello, goodbye, and love you guys.
Yes. Okay, back to Jane.
Back to Jane. All right, so the happily ever after, we see Jane going to a one of her first readings.
Oh, yes.
For, it was like Avalon something. It was a romance novel.
I want my future child to be just like her.
Right?
She
so
just got up
knowledgeable wonderful.
and all the adults were like, yeah, she has a point.
Yes, exactly.
This does have to end in HEA.
Like, she's right. I was really not okay with this.
It messed with my head for weeks. This
know.
didn't end. Your novel did not end right.
I know, and it was so funny because she's like, I mean, do you know what the genre? You have to follow the rules of the genre.
Exactly.
Touche. She's like, then call it a fiction. Dang, she put that author in her place.
Yeah.
Loved her. And then moving forward, unfortunately, we leave off with last season. Jane and Michael finally get married, and I was just telling Francesca today, yikes, I still can't believe it because I mean, I almost forget that I was Team Raph because I was so involved with them, but anyways, who cares? I'm gonna drop that. Sorry, everyone.
I know, Michael and Jane are just so cute together.
They were wonderful, so exciting. I know that Jane wants Michael for everything, but unfortunately, he gets shot by the one and only Sean Rostro, which I can't even. Did you? Oh, we already knew that happened. Did you think he was gonna make it or not make it?
So I went back and
go ahead.
I went back and I watched our season finale podcast, and these were our predictions about Michael. We thought Michael's gonna live, but he was gonna be in a coma. And let's see, hold on.
Thank goodness they did not make us wait through that.
I know.
Yeah, and same. Yeah, we all said that he wasn't gonna die. He would. We really thought he was gonna be in a coma. But I'm really happy that that's not the case. And we even see for the preview next week, Michael's up and about walking around with Rogelio. So
yeah, that's great.
I'm
so happy
that
they didn't
HEA.
kill him.
I know it's gonna happen with Michael.
Yeah, it has to. I'm not gonna lie. I still just am curious about Raph, like what his thing is. Hopefully he'll just be happy with Petra since she's fortunately grown in us. Speaking of Petra,
I love her now.
I know we used to hate her
totally
so
grown.
much, and unfortunately she is still stuck up in that bed. Stupid Aniska.
That was so uncomfortable to watch.
I know, I can't believe it. But going on with the timeline, if you will, once we see Jane in the hospital, she's, really upset, very scared because they don't know what's going on. Michael's in critical condition. And one of the first flashbacks we see is her crush in between Raph and Michael of 17 months. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Not 2 years. He's super cute.
Sam.
The
Yeah,
guy
I-
she dated right before her
Right.
man.
I couldn't
So
decide
handsome.
what was the point of the story though. Just to see I guess it was to see Michael fight for her,
I
right?
think they wanted to show what a rocky start they had, but it still worked out because it started so bad. She lied to him from the beginning. They had
Exactly.
this amazing kiss, even though there was tequila involved. It was a great first kiss. There were
Exactly.
sparks. Sparks are a real thing, by
They
the way.
are.
It exists. And then there was that whole pulling over scene where
Which is amazing.
he was like, "You lied to me. What a terrible start." And then she goes to his job and she's talking to his boss saying, "Yeah, we kissed while he was on the clock." I'm like,
Whoopsies.
oops.
I know.
It was a very rocky start.
But but you know, I feel like sometimes that's how it starts. Even like for the people who hate each other, that end up falling for each other. It's because I feel like
Yeah.
hate is the closest thing to love. You know, it's just like where else can you go from there? Well, so I like to think. 'Cause
yeah.
yeah. Anyways, moving forward, so we're all in the hospital, and then it gets really frustrating because Michael's mom arrives, and Patricia is just so infuriating sometimes. And I get it though; it's her son, and Jane and Michael went through this whole entire thing, and so she still doesn't know how to feel, and that's understandable. But still, she needed to check
That's such a
herself.
tough
sometimes.
situation.
It is.
And this is Jane's first big decision as a wife.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to make a decision that serious and having to deal with this crazy?
No. And we always see that in like in shows. It's always the wife versus the mom. But I can't. It's Jane is just such an amazing character because she's so calm. And even when Zoe, gets crazy and wants to like pick a fight with Patricia for being so rude, she's like, "Mom, it's okay. She's scared. Like, just take a breather." And then later, you see her say,
She's like,
I
"I'm glad she
agree
got
with
it
you.
together."
Yeah, I'm just so scared. Like, Patricia.
Well, later though, because
Yeah.
at first she was still a little bit too much.
But it's like Jane just knows and she understands. She's such a good people person.
She is. I love that. And and she gets that from Alba, which fortunately she gives us our
We
faith.
love her.
Yeah, we love her. She gives us our faith in this episode, and that's why Jane is good. And I love that she says you shouldn't lie. And I was just telling the girls, an honest man has nothing to fear. That's why I think honesty is so important in the world.
You see?
And then Jane was a little too honest with Michael, saying,
Yeah.
I'm still don't want to be exclusive, so I'm gonna keep dating
I
this really
love
hot
that.
Sam guy. And he's like, what?
What? Well, can I
Okay,
be honest?
fine.
What
I'm
did you
gonna
say?
come on this
He's like,
date
okay,
with
well, let
you."
me be honest. I'm not okay with that. Are you serious?
You're a jackass.
Yeah, you're a
You want
jackass.
to be exclusive
You're
right
a
from the
dick.
start.
I think when she said that he was a dick, that's like the meanest thing I've heard her say this
Yeah.
entire episode.
And then she
this
storms
season, or
away, like,
series.
all
What
cute.
a fight scene, right?
I know. It's so good. But it's like, actually, speaking of that love, I was thinking, it reminded me of, sorry guys, to all my Latinos out there, there's a show that was called Rebelde, which was on Telemundo back in the day. But there was two characters that every time, they were so in love, these high school kids, but all of their flashbacks were always of them fighting. Because it was their way of communicating, but not. And so I thought it was really cute that those were the moments that she thought of, because it was the things that sparked each other.
Yeah.
Sparked things. And I feel like when people fight, it's a means of getting to know each other. And them arguing right away over something was, one, finding out that she was lying, so it's like they know each other more. Then knowing how they resolve something so quickly. And then we see that Michael is a fighter, which helps Jane make the decision for him to go through with the surgery.
Right.
Yeah, that led so beautifully into
It
that
did,
decision.
right?
Like, just showing what a fighter he is.
He's like, remember that. And it's true. And
I brought you soup. Well, you like me.
yeah. And when he said, then tell me to walk away, and she's like, yes. And okay,
Turns
ready?
back around.
Tip for all you fellas out there. When we say no, we're like, no, fight for us,
Try
fight
harder.
for us. Because we have to try hard also. We have to play hard to get. And it was so nice that he turned around, he's like, no. And we're like, yes. She's like, oh my God.
It's like when you're in kindergarten, like you push you
Go
know
away.
the boy pushes the
Yeah.
girl he really likes. He
Exactly.
like teases her and mean to her. It's like this little game. But you saw from the very beginning, the very
It's getting
beginning,
late.
their
More
like love,
coffee.
their love is very genuine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so sweet. And then it reminds you again, like, that's why that's all there. I couldn't help, side note, well, not side note, part of this kind of, I couldn't help but think about, I always think of that scene of Jane in the hallway once Raph tries to tell her, when he lies to her and says, I don't love you anymore, of her breaking down.
Yeah.
That's still one of like her hardest cries, next to the cry that she has in the hospital when she goes somewhere by herself to sit
Right.
down. So it's just so crazy that could happen. But again, it had so much of it had to do with Mateo and just the idea of being with the father of your child.
Right. Well, I still think that they have a love connection.
So
that's
do I,
just
but
not.
that's eliminated now.
At least
No.
at this point in time.
I'm a solid no.
No,
Michael.
I mean, they're married. If Jane is who we all think she is, then that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
you never know what's gonna happen
I know,
with
it's a
Michael.
novela. Oh gosh, I know.
You know, he's good. He's safe right now, but we could leave on a whole another cliffhanger at the end of the season.
I know. It makes me so
You're making
scared.
us nervous.
I know, right?
So that's
Thought about it. I love Michael.
yeah. For most of that, that's what's. Oh, and thank goodness that Michael remembers that it was Susanna. Unfortunately, Raph and Michael always end up looking out for each other because Raph knows about the powdered donuts. So they're in investigation for that. Hopefully, they put it together that it was Rose who did it, and I'm hoping that they'll get a hold of Shannon so that she finds out and then knows that Rose is missing.
Wait, Shannon.
Or yeah, that's the partner's name, right?
No,
Yeah.
Susanna.
Susanna is Rose.
That's no, but that was a
Oh,
mouse.
the real one. The real one's
Shannon.
probably dead.
There's not even a Shannon in this show. No,
The real
Susanna.
one's probably dead.
Oh no, because Rose probably killed her.
Cool, because they thought Rose was dead. Like, didn't
Yeah, but
she died in? Didn't she die in the hospital?
What? So then you
On
think
the
that
floor
Susanna
and
was the one that was dead?
Yeah, it was something.
Oh,
The writers of the
goodness.
show are so good. We're tangled up right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, and
So
also they're
good.
really lucky it's a novela.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Anything goes.
Anything goes. So we'll see what happens there. And then I was so excited for Aneska to get caught.
Oh, and you know,
How tough was that scene to watch?
Right? I'm like, come on, just press the damn button, just press the damn button. And thank goodness for cops that, like, you know, by nature, they have to kind of be suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, yeah, she's mad suspect right now. That was funny.
she's mad.
She's mad suspect right now. I'm like, why don't you know how to open the door? Well done. That's a good question to ask.
I'm hoping that they keep that lingering thought in
have
the back
to.
of their
They
head.
can't open the door. Like,
Unfortunately, Ralph has been very intuitive recently with everything, and I think that
But he slept with her. How
Exactly,
Does he
and he's-
not, how do
but-
you not know?
and that's the explanation of the whole no chemistry thing. It was like probably, you know, like having sex with someone not there.
Right.
Like it was weird, and he's like, damn, that completely went away.
Yeah,
And I'm kind of hoping that I'm not gonna lie, kind of hoping that Michael and Jane notice it.
and figure it
You know what I'm
out.
saying? At the end of the day, Jane and Petra have become closer and have grown a little bit of a bond, and they know each other's kind of true colors, which is why they've developed
secretly
some
both
sort of
like
a
each other
relationship.
a
Yeah,
lot.
and they're co-parents. So we'll see how that turns out. We see. I can't believe that Xiomara tells Rogelio about the pregnancy.
Well, she kind of
That's
traps
such-
herself into
so
that
tough.
situation.
Right.
How funny is it though that Rogelio's peeing in a cup because these kids and
Thought
he
he
doesn't
was
want them
Eric
to tweet
Estrada.
them.
And they thought he was somebody else.
I know, it's ridiculous. Hopefully nothing really bad happens to him and he could say, like, I was threatened and I was trying to take care of my daughter.
He'll get out of it.
Yeah, yikes. And then, what else? We have, flashback, or not flashback, once Michael, the flashback, when Jane speaks to Michael before he goes into surgery, which is so important to do.
It was like
because
a flash forward.
You know, people do hear it stimulates
Yeah.
the mind and helps people, like, you know, keep going for
Oh
it.
my goodness, where she goes
That
into the
storyline,
future,
I'm like,
and you
oh.
see everyone older, and Zoe still looks super hot.
Yeah. When I was
They get a
watching,
cat.
exactly, when I was watching, I was like, bye, Raph.
I was
Bye,
trying,
Raph. I was like, you're out of the picture,
I
bro.
was trying really hard not to cry. That was beautiful.
I know,
It was so
great.
beautiful.
They
I
did
love
those
Michael.
the aging makeup so
I
awesome.
know.
I bet they had so much fun doing that.
Yeah, that was so funny. I loved when they were sitting there and what's his face? Michael looked so good with his legs crossed and just kind of looking out to the distance. He's like, I thought it was it was a tail light.
It was an illegal U-turn. What a
Okay.
cute story. What a cute how they met story.
Super cute how they met.
Oh,
story.
Michael being a cat person.
Oh yeah. Ooh, not so much. Again,
Yeah.
that's probably why I'm Team Raph. I bet you he's a dog person. I'm just kidding. No, but
But you see, if I did my research and saw a man with a cat, I don't think I'd give him a second date.
yeah.
There's an Instagram account completely for hot dudes with cats.
Oh no.
Have you guys ever seen it? I don't
No.
remember what it's called, but it's kind of funny. A lot of them all have like beards and they look like very manly, but they have
Kitties.
they're cute little kitties. I know. I think if someone likes cats,
I'm allergic.
people. Okay, that's a thing.
I can't
But
do
a lot
it.
of-
Sorry, I'm allergic.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no,
lot of-
number two.
A lot of people don't like cats because they've gotten like attacked when they were little.
I'm so solid on this.
But I feel like that speaks about a guy that he's
tender and probably a little
not. I don't want to say
sensitive.
that, but he likes all animals. So one, he's not a serial killer, so that's a good sign.
I wouldn't be so sure about that because cats are like feisty little animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, you know what makes me really sad? Harry Styles is a cat guy.
Come on.
I haven't seen him in forever. It just popped in my head. That was the last person that I was super
how
sad
you
about. That I
really
was
feel.
like, oh my god, are you serious?
There's also an Instagram account called Hot Dudes Rating, and
Yes.
Sam was like the poster
Oh,
child.
yeah,
for
Sam was
that.
definitely
to
on
her
that.
with a book. He belongs on Hot Dudes Reading.
I know.
Where does
I have a
she goes to
question.
Antarctica?
If you had a crush on someone and after actually, no, maybe that's true because I just met someone recently who said that her husband, she kind of waited around for like 5 years. They worked together, and then finally he noticed her and they got married. I was gonna say,
Well,
would you
she
wait
is
17
patient.
months and then be like, okay, let's do it? I'd be like, no, man, you took way too long.
Well, you know, I think if you're like only pining after that person the whole time, you don't
Yeah,
have
why
any
not?
other distractions, then okay, yeah, that's you putting yourself in misery. But you might like someone and then life happens and you forget and then
Yeah, of
you
course.
come back and yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But she was so excited when she got pulled over.
That was just
She wasn't
so
upset
great.
about
I
it.
know. So, and his soup, and I love that he's like, ma'am, get out of the car. No, ma'am, get out of the car.
And she didn't even act guilty. She was like, yeah, I know him. 1 second. Hold on. Let me
That
talk
was
to
so
this
funny.
guy.
I wish something like that would happen to me.
Where
You
are
wish
these
that you would
guys?
get pulled over?
By a cop that was trying to holler at me? Yes. I'd be like, oh my God,
Let me get
yeah.
out this ticket.
Excuse me. Oh, I
Who
flipped my
looks
hair,
and
guys. It's not there. I'm
behaves
sorry.
like Michael.
Okay, so then finally, Michael wakes up. Everything is good, and also Patricia comes around, and I'm happy. I'm so happy that before Jane, or that Jane says it to his mother before she agrees that Michael's dad says the same thing, that he is a fighter. And they wake up and they're okay.
I like how Michael faked her out for a minute.
That was so good.
Who
That
are
was
you?
so good. And then especially because he knows how Jane is.
No, that was
no,
terrible.
not amnesia. Because she knew it. She's like, oh my God. She knew right away.
I literally would. I put my. I don't know if
But
you guys
you
saw
know
me.
we
I
were all
like.
buying it.
Yeah, of course. Because I was like, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen is that he
Yeah.
has amnesia. Yeah.
Of course, that's exactly. I was like, really? They went this route? So I'm happy that it wasn't.
Yeah. I hate
That was
you.
too
Oh my God,
predictable.
I love you so much. Yeah. But
Old couple with cat.
Seriously.
HEA.
yikes. Hashtag HEA. So for the most part, that was the story. That was tonight's episode. Now we just got to see what's gonna happen with. I'm just really curious about Petra. I just need her to be back so that.
I'm
So-
nervous about Zoe. I don't know if she's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go with
I
that
know.
So
decision.
she
I'm-
said that she's not going to keep it. And
Right.
Rogelio, surprisingly, is like, I don't care what you choose. I'm going to be here for you.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she is
Where
really
did they come
not going
from?
to keep
I
it
know.
or she is. But because I
No,
really
she's
still
not gonna
don't think
keep
it's
it.
going to be, I don't think it's Esteban's.
I
Esteban in the oven.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
What was the other one?
Hey!
It was like Esta ew,
Estebarf.
Yeah, there you go,
Estebarf.
Estebar.
No, we'll. I have no clue. I hope. Yeah, because that's gonna be kind of a gnarly decision, and I don't know how Alba or Jane would feel about that. Should
Right.
she
Oh, they're
not
gonna
keep
be
it?
against it.
Of course, but I also it's probably something that she's not gonna
Alba's never
Talk
been able to
about-
control Zoe.
exactly, and it's a very
true.
sensitive subject. It's a woman's choice, and it's already hard enough to make that decision. So
Yeah.
that's what's complicated.
she's-
But I'm happy that they brought an issue like that
Yeah.
to the like
Of course.
the surface.
Because mistakes,
It's
quote unquote, do happen no matter
Yeah.
how old you are.
right,
Quote unquote
exactly.
mistake, not,
And then I'm hoping that that'll happen. I'm wondering if like they'll just do I wonder what the test would be for though. Why they would do a paternity test? Like why they would find out that it's Rogelio's. I don't think that she would just keep it. And then
Well, maybe
find
when
out.
she goes to the doctor, they're like, oh, you're actually this far along.
That's a good one.
On that note, let's go into predictions. Yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I love this.
This is our from now on. This will be
Love
okay. Predictions. That's our move.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Go ahead. Starting with Nataly.
What am I predicting? I love Petra.
Yeah.
I'm predicting she comes back soon and that all that gets resolved soon.
Me
All
too.
about the HEA.
Já te bien le but d'être That's in Russian. That's I love you, baby.
Oh, look at you.
Whoa. I've been practicing my Russian just in case I ever meet Aneska to tell her. I'm just kidding.
You go, girl. That sounded beautiful.
Can I tell you one more thing then?
Sure.
Go.
Priятна познакомиться. Меня зовут Stephanie.
Something about
sounds
eating.
gorgeous.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Stephanie.
I'm like, something about eating.
Hey, you're right. Spasibo. That's thank you. Okay.
And I'm gonna say Michael and Jane don't get a cat; they get a dog.
Yay!
Some
I
deep
hope it's a cute
predictions
little
there.
puppy.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I'm still wondering about the whole Petra and Raphael, because he says he doesn't feel anything, but it's really Aneska. So I think Petra's still she's still a possibility.
I think so too.
But then also, what if Aneska's pregnant?
Oh, no. Poor Raph. No, he can't. No, because
You're gonna give me.
He's gonna be baby daddy.
Because Raph is infertile. I mean,
Yes,
doesn't
that's
have
the
the-
word. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he can't. Remember? He had cancer and went away.
Oh,
that's what
that's
they
right.
saved. And
Oh,
she
thank God.
Remember,
I forgot about that.
Let's go way back. to
Thank
season
God.
one.
I didn't want to go down that route, but I thought it was a possibility.
No, that's good.
No.
I'm actually hoping the exact same thing. And Magda gave us a little preview of what might catch up Aneska when she left like an idiot. Remember? I'm hoping that she lets down her guard, especially because she was having a glass of wine with him. Like, how are you not gonna,
Like
she has to
accidentally-
bust up. Yeah, do a stupid
Snort
laugh.
or
That's why I want
Something
Jane.
that's not Petra. At
Exactly.
All.
Yeah.
That's why I really want Jane to come around, because I feel like she's gonna help us out. Or Raph, because Raph just knows. He's like, I know my women, like,
Right.
And then if should Petra come too, and in the midst of trying to save her, I'm hoping that he's like, and then they get involved.
Right.
Because ideally, then it would be nice for all couples to go back to how it was in the beginning.
Ideally.
Someone's gonna see Aneska giving her that shot.
Yes.
Giving Petra that the shot that's keeping her.
I'm hoping.
I hope
yeah.
so.
I can't even believe the cop didn't see it.
Of course, like, yay, Michael's out of surgery. Let
the
me.
timing.
Did you?
Perfect.
You did just say your prediction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then mine is just I don't know. I'm hoping that by the next one we'll find that Jane will see it, and then also Rogelio. What was the whole accent thing that we're gonna see next week?
Yeah, it's the preview is so unrelated to what we watched today, so I don't have any like real
Maybe it's an
predictions.
acting role.
Yeah, it's more. I guess. I mean, we're just gonna continue with the case and then see what happens with Rogelio. Yeah. Well, I want to predict now that Xiomara is gonna go and find out that it's further along than what she thought it was, and that it is Rogelio's.
And if it is Rogelio's and she tells him, he's not gonna let her not have it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Part of me can't really see a storyline going with them having a kid. So maybe she'll get pregnant and then
Lose
she
it
might
have
or
a
something like that.
miscarriage, yeah.
But yeah, I don't really see her
'Cause she's
having
older now.
a kid. She's not as old as Janet Jackson.
Did Janet Jackson just have a baby?
She's pregnant.
Oh, dang, girl, you better be careful. Okay, and then I want to predict that Raph and Petra will be together. And I just, the same way we go to the flashback, I just want to remember that walk that they had on the beach when they were like, still in love. And then that moment that she had in the limo before they got married. And she's like, oh my God, I did fall in love with this guy.
Hold on, you don't want them together?
No, because she wants Jane and Raph together still.
Still.
I don't know.
They had I loved
I
them
don't
too.
know.
And it's
Don't put
so
me on the
crazy.
spot.
Don't make me.
I know, right?
Don't make me feel bad about.
Don't make me choose.
Yeah.
I don't judge. It's okay.
No, I just want to know. I'm curious to see his role throughout this season, since she is married now. What's gonna happen? Obviously, they're gonna keep co-parenting, but how is? I mean, that's kind of what the triangle was these last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And
now it just went out the door.
right, no.
And remember,
He still loves her.
We had that fantasy prior to the wedding that he had told her.
Right.
So, but he actually never did. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Like I said, who knows what our cliffhanger at the end of this season is going to be.
Exactly. I was going to say, because I just don't want to see Jane. I know for a fact it's not going to be like a divorce. Put it that way.
Yeah,
It's going to be death.
He's
or
gonna
it's gonna
exactly because this is
my Michael.
they-
I like him.
I know. I agree. But
they've said this multiple times now. Remember, I told you he's gonna love her till his dying day. So I'm still kind of feel like he's gonna end up dying
it's
sometime.
going to be like a Pearl Harbor.
I don't even remember that movie. That's so long
That's
ago.
like the only movie I've ever cried in.
Yeah, because it pisses you off.
Oh, Walk to Remember. I cried in that one.
You didn't
too.
cry in
Danny.
Selena?
I love the name Danny because of Pearl Harbor. Because I was like, Danny.
Exactly.
I gotta have to rewatch it. I don't remember
I love it because of
anything.
Danny Zuko.
Sidebar gossip kind of ish.
Please, yeah, news and gossip.
Sorta ish.
No, let's talk about it.
Gina Rodriguez was on the cover of Latina magazine
Woo!
this month.
Looking gorgeous.
Looking at, oh my god, freaking gorgeous.
She is. She is such a fantastic representation of Latinas. So shout out to her.
Amazing.
Shout out. We have actually the live chat going, and I do see people mention it, but
Team Michael forever. Okay, all right, Sailor Girl for life. I hear you.
Yeah, he will die when he gets old. I like that one.
yeah, when he gets old.
When he gets
after,
old.
after the cat's gone.
They're like, you know what, Stephanie? Shut it down, all right? Shut it down. I'm like, all right. Yes, they get their HEA.
But producers have, and they mentioned this in the article too, producers have said that Jane is not going to be a virgin much longer.
Oh, yeah, she's still a virgin.
Yes. So I was
Poor
like,
girl, the night of her wedding.
Oh, right. And she had watched, there was an episode, she had been on Ellen or somewhere where she does an interview and she's like, yeah, I can definitely see Jane, or I read an interview or something like that. Gina says that she can see Jane losing her virginity and that as soon as that happens, the new like title will be Jane the Virgin. With the virgin crossed out.
Oh, I like that.
I like that too. Like, you know, like, but you see it crossed out with like a thing and then it's
No
still,
more flowers.
Exactly.
No more flowers blooming.
Exactly.
it'd just be
and
Jane.
falling
Jane.
Yeah, it looked like somewhere else underwater. Yeah,
But-
they are underwater. They're in a submarine. We'll see that next week.
Really fast about that. That was so weird and random.
That was weird.
While she's
Well,
eating her
Rose
stupid little
kidnapped her.
powdered
We'll
donut.
see. I
I
think
like
that
the cliffhanger though. I like this one.
me too. I love Luisa, and you know what? I think she's gonna come through for us,
amazing. I
and I
love
think she's
her.
gonna help us save something if she's not still like super obsessed. Because I think I think at this point now that she'll have more time with Rose, she'll see that she's a psycho, even though she might love
She's
her for
kinda
that because
psycho,
Luisa is
though.
too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see.
No, she knows she's bad news.
Yeah,
Luisa knows Rose is bad news.
exactly.
So we like that.
Jane the non-virgin.
I like that. But no, really fast about Gina. Just exciting because she's actually has 2 big motion pictures coming
right.
out, and you know this is her first movies. She said in the article that
incredible
she's
again.
always been thrown roles since she won awards for Jane the Virgin, and she finally picked one. So it's Deepwater Horizon. And
With Mark Wahlberg.
yes, it's about an
of big
oil rig
actors.
explosion, and the other ones I feel so stupid if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, but annihilation.
Annihilation.
There you go.
Annihilation. Yeah.
It's the coffee.
She chose
A
good
sci-fi,
roles.
yeah.
God, she's so good. I
And
mean,
she
just all of
she
her-
wants to play a very like strong
course.
woman, and I love that about her.
Me too.
Because that's what you think of when you look at her. It's
Yeah.
that strong female role.
Exactly.
Who's also soft and smart and sweet.
Exactly.
She's perfect.
Okay. Well, otherwise, we will see you all next week. Thank you for joining us. And where can they find you, ladies, on social media?
On everywhere. Nataly Tavidian. That's Natalie with a Y. Tavidian.
Instagram, Twitter, XOXOCSCA.
Excellent. And then you can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. We will see you next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.